a exhaustive committee need assessment. And these were some of the challenges. And the minimum contribution from CSR should be $30,000, like for a global grant. But for the small and medium-sized companies who want to do CSR with the foundation, we were missing those companies because the minimum contribution has to be $30,000. So these were some of the challenges that were discussed, and then we came up with this new grant model, which is called CSR India grant model. So we took all the challenges and come over that the minimum contribution is reduced from $30,000 to $21,000. So it's a minimum like 18 to 19 lakhs that a corporate can easily give you to a CSR project. And because this CSR is very endemic to India, we don't want any international partner. So we removed the requirement of international partner. So these are some of the points that I am going to discuss in the CSR India grant. So what is the law? So law is section 135 of Companies Act 2013. The act says that any company in India having turnover of 1,000 crores, net worth of more than or 500 crore and net profit of 5 crore, they have to spend 2% of their net profit on the CSR. So the CSR is the requirement of the corporate, and the foundation has expertise of doing the global grant. So we have merged these two requirements and came up with this CSR India grant model. So why do we approach the corporates? What is the credibility that the foundation has? So we are an international service organization. We have a charity navigator rating of 4-star for 14th consecutive year. We have dedicated and engaged Rotarians pan-India, so we can do a project anywhere in India with the help of the Rotary clubs, and financial transparency and donor stewardship. All these donor stewardship is applicable to CSR India grants also. We have wide experience in program implementation because every club is doing a lot of global grants. So we have the expertise in implementing a program. We have a strong internal processes and reporting that you all know. The global grant reporting is highly exhaustive. You have to report back to the foundation. And we have strong internal processes because application approval and all those things happen at the foundation. So what is the legal compliance? Legal compliance, the law says that any implementing agency should have these requirements if you want to do a CSR project with a company. Registered as society under the Societies Registration Act, the foundation is registered already. Section 80G, we are qualified. We are qualified under Section 12A. And we are already registered with Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So the foundation has all the criteria to do a CSR to the club for project implementation. So this is the cycle that happens at South Asia office. Nothing goes to the headquarters for the approval or for the reporting. It is approved and reported at the foundation only. So this is the major difference between the CSR and the global grant. So what are the highlights of CSR India grants? The minimum contribution you see is only $21,000, which was $30,000 when you are doing it through the global grant. That includes 5% administrative charges. So what is this administrative charges? The foundation deducts 5% admin charges from this $21,000 and rest is given to the club for the project. Like in the global grant, you can also add the cash contributions from individual members. It is up to your choice. It is not mandatory to add the cash contributions. District grant funds. There is no DDF. Please understand that this is also a major difference between a global grant and CSR India grant, that DDF is not available. What is district grant fund? So if a district is doing a district grant, they can allot some part of their district grant to CSR. This is not DDF. There is no World Fund match because there is no DDF, no international partner, and no pre-review. Because once we do the pre-review, then the corporate will give the money, then again the approval. So it takes almost 2 months. So we have reduced the time. In 1 to 2 weeks, your grant will be approved. Admin fee has 3 levels. So if a corporate money lies between $21,000 and $74,999. So only 5% is admin fee and 4% 75,000 to 150. And if it is 150 or more, this is the corporate CSR funds. This is not the whole budget. Then 3% is deducted. All the grant eligibility criteria of district grant applies to it. Any project can be done in CSR area grant that is aligned with Schedule 7 of Section 135. Need assessment is not a mandatory, but if a corporate wants that this need assessment has to be done before you design a program, then it is up to the club or up to the corporate, they can do that. Applications are all submitted via email to CSR team, so it is not available through myrotary.org. All the policies of audit and stewardship is applicable, and clubs will be limited to no more than 5 open. So like in the global grant, you have the flexibility of 10. So in the case of CSR, a club can have 5 open CSR grants. So if you want to do a 6th one, they have to close and report back to the foundation. Grant reporting, same 31st March by 31st of May. It is the same as the global grants. So the main question that comes in is the recognition available for CSR India grant? Yes, it is available to the corporate owner, and it has to be a family-owned business. So these are the corporate recognition. So what happens that if a company is a multinational company, or if it is a like foreign-based company like Gestam Automobiles, there are many foreign-based companies who have given their CSR funds to the foundation, but it is not a family-owned because their managing director may change every year or there is no. So we have the corporate recognition for them, and that starts from $100,000 to the president's circle. So we give them either the individual, if it is a family-owned business, or if it is not family-owned business, then we give them the corporate recognition. So the question comes that, okay, this is CSR, this is the club, have expertise, but where to find a corporate partner? Where to go? So there are some of the resources that you can Google. It is csrgov.in, csrexchange.gov.in, NGO box, CSR box. So these are some of the websites. This can be your first-hand strategy, wherein you can Google the corporate from your district. It is mandatory for each corporate to put their CSR on these websites. So you can Google and you can find out which companies are available in your district to approach. Geography-wise, sector-wise, company-wise, year-wise, and budget. So what is their prescribed CSR budget? What kind of project activities are they doing in CSR? All these details are there in these websites. So once you have identified a corporate that this X corporate may give the CSR funds, if I go and give the details about the foundation, the next step is to understand their CSR policy. This is also a mandate for a corporate to display their CSR policy. So if you know that a company is doing a CSR in the field of health and you're going and taking a project in an education, so it may be a difference because they may not be interested in your education project. But if you have gone through their CSR policy and understand that, okay, this company is doing much more projects in toilet building, or they are much more inclined to do a project in a health, mobile health van, or maybe so any project in the field of health. So it is easy for you to align your project ideas and company's strength. So always look for their CSR policy on the company's website. What kind of projects are they doing? So it will help you to align your project ideas. So this CSR India grant model was started from 1st of July 2021. And you can see that last year we had 60 projects and 55 corporate partners partnered and 2.8 million funds were received. And this year, approximately 5.5 million is already received with the foundation. So one project in this year also from K212 from BBB Sons and Edible Oils. Thank you so much for initiating the CSR grant under CSR India grant model, I'm looking also forward to do more CSR grants with District 3212. So if you require any kind of documentation, any resources, any help, you can always approach me at the office. So you can see the potential is very high in CSR. The corporates are looking for some partners so that they can help implement their CSR projects in the community. And we have the strength of doing the project. So let's amalgamate these two things and approach more corporate partners and get more CSR funds through the foundation. So, okay, you have a corporate partner, you want this to be rooted through the foundation. So what is the process? How do you approach the foundation team at South Asia office? So stage one, the discussion stage. The club or a district or Rotarian find out a corporate partner. They share all the due diligence documents to the corporate and they agree to support your CSR India grant. And the CSR team can share all those documents that are required for a corporate for due diligence. So we have these documents available with us. Whenever you need it, we can always email you whenever it is required. Now the next stage is application submission to CSR team. So we have a very simple application format, a Word document, which is also available on the website of Rotary Foundation India. Otherwise, you can always email me if you require this Word document. And once you fill this application, the CSR application, we will allot you a CSR grant number. All the CSR grant application starts with CS. And we review the application. Within 5 business days, we will respond back if we require any other documentation from the club. And once all the documentation is complete, the application is approved, and we will inform the district or the club along with the CSR grant number. We don't require any gift ID for the CSR India grant. We request you to give all the vendor quotations, and if it is a cooperating organization, sign MOU with the cooperating organization, request letter from a hospital if it's the equipment donation project, and approval email will include the CSR contribution templates. So every information will be available once the application is approved from the team. So we have the MOU format with us, so we can share this MOU format, that is bipartite or the tripartite, because it was also a challenge during a global grant model that club also wants to be a partner in the signing of the MOU. So we have two formats, wherein a corporate and RFI can sign this MOU, or if a club wants to be partnered with in that MOU, it can be done. So once this MOU is signed, MOU is shared with the corporate partner, and we get the funds from the corporate to the foundation. Recognition available, certificate of appreciation and thank you letter is given to each corporate partner, and major donor is also available till the AKS, only with a family owned business. We give the grant payment to the club. Club receives the payment in 2 parts. CSR payment, same exchange rate. So what is the same exchange rate means? Because the CSR, if it is coming at the rate of 82, and if it is going at another exchange rate, so the club may get maybe more or the less CSR, but we want to do the CSR with the same amount, so there is no exchange rate difference on the CSR. So if it is coming at 82, it will be paid out at 82 only. But the cash contributions at the current exchange rate. So if there is cash in the CSR grant, you will receive 2 grant payments. Project implementation, then final report, reporting template is also a Word document. You can fill that, send it to the CSR team along with the utilization certificate. And report submission to the corporate will be done by the foundation, because the foundation is signing MOU with the corporate. All the responsibility of the due diligence and the reporting back to the corporate lies with the foundation only. Additional information, if it is required by the corporate, we can always approach the club and we close the grant. The more important thing is CSR refunds. So if there is any CSR fund available or left over with you, please augment your project activity, get the approval from the CSR team, but please do not return the CSR funds to the foundation. So this is a funding scenario. I have taken an example. Like if a company is giving you $21,000, it is enough to do a CSR project. You don't need to add any contribution to this scenario. Just take the money, 5% deducted by RFI, and giving back to the club to do a CSR project. Very simple. So you are using a CSR money to do a grant. But in the second scenario, if you want to add cash, the individual contributions from the Rotarians, you can do that. 5% admin charges will be deducted. And this is a district grant fund. This is very optional. We encourage not to include any district grant fund to the CSR and do a CSR project with the corporate money. And if you wish to add some $500 or $1,000 as a cash contribution, this is up to the club or the district. We do not encourage to add district grant funds. So, in the previous slides, I have shown that 5% admin charges is deducted by RFI. So this was also a challenge because many of the clubs were approaching us saying that we do not want you to deduct 5% admin fee. If 100 rupees is coming to the corporate, we want 100 rupees back to implement a project. So there were three options now. These were not available during the global grant model. So first option is 2 contributions from corporate. So if a corporate wants to say that, okay, I'll give you some 5% as a donation, not from the CSR, but as a donation. So corporate can give 2 checks, one towards the CSR and second towards the donation which is not counted as CSR. So corporate can give, because we have the examples from 3131 wherein a corporate has given us 2 checks, one for the CSR and a separate check for the 5% admin charges. And the 5% admin charge is very less minded because the NGOs in India, they deduct almost like 15 to 20% they are charging for their administrative charges, and we have only 5%. And some of the cases you can see that the club is sponsoring this 5% admin charges. So CSR contribution by a corporate, and the club says that we do not want you to deduct this 5% from CSR because we have some understanding with the company. We will give you the individual contributions all from the trust as the 5% CSR towards unrestricted giving that goes to annual fund, world fund. So, and third option is the corporate is ready that you deduct this 5% admin fee from my CSR. So there are 3 options available. It depends how you pitch to the corporate. How is your understanding with the corporate? Are you going to give the 5% admin charges from the club? It is available. And you can do a district sponsored grant or a club sponsored grant. Both are available. So this is the difference between the CSR India grant and the global grant. You see that the minimum CSR fund is significantly reduced. So from $32,000, it has become $21,000. Peer review was mandatory, and because of this, the application approval time was almost 2 months. So the CSR gets very annoyed that what are you doing with my money, because you have taken the money and still your grant is not approved. So now this has been reduced like 15 to 20 days. The grant is approved through email to SEO. No international partner is required, no gift ID, and the eligibility global grant with area of focus. But in the CSR India grant, if it is coming out of not in the area of focus, still it qualifies the district grant eligibility. It can be doable. Now the standalone project. You see that in the global grant, if you wish to put hand wash basin stations in 50 schools or 100 schools because it's a corporate money, but in the global grant you cannot do it in a very large scale. But now in the CSR India grant model, if like a company comes in and says that I wish to give like 50 e-learning projects in 50 schools, but in the global grant it is not eligible, but you can do that in CSR. So it is the corporate money, it is their project, so it has to be qualified to the district grant eligibility criteria. then we can do a CSR India Grant project. These are some of the corporate partners from 2016 that have partnered with the foundation. You can see. So this is the gallery at South Asia office. You can see that. You can see that the Kanam latex. So this is the CSR in 2017. Rotarian Karthikeyan is very much aware because he did this project with the Kanam latex. And this is also one of the strategy if you are doing a CSR project. Please complete your project, report back, and then next year approach the same corporate for the next year of CSR money. Because this is an annual thing and it's an obligation of a corporate to do a project. So if the company understands that you're completing a project with full dignity, reporting back to them, everything is done, then you have a chance to get the CSR fund from the same company next year also. Because ultimately they have to spend their CSR. And you have the expertise. So it is also a strategy if you have a CSR funds available. So this is a corporate gallery at South Asia office. We put all the logos of CSR projects in South Asia office. Thank you so much. So this is all about the CSR. So if you have any questions on CSR, I can. Okay, so we will have a separate Q&A sessions on the grants. So I will be available to answer any of your questions on CSR. Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Manu, for excellent presentation on CSR. And now we are going to the team rate incoming age designated on the birthday. Request of the seminar chairman to provide the facility to the guest of honor. For another celebration, the GT Sir, please for announcement. நம்ம டீ பிரேக் முடிஞ்ச உடனே the best lucky draw வந்து கோல்டு காயின் இருக்கு. இன் டைம்ல இருக்கணும். ஜஸ்ட் நம்ம 6 minutes தான் ஒன்லி லேட்டா போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். எனவே டைம் ஃபாலோ பண்றதுனால எல்லாரும் கரெக்ட் ஏத்துக்குள்ள வாங்க. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லக்கி டிரா வந்து கோல்டு காயின் ஸ்பான்சர் பை வேக்சின் சென்டர் அண்ட் மெடிக்கோ. சார் ப்ளீஸ் எல்லாரும் ஜாயின் பண்ணிக்கங்க. நம்மளுடைய அசிஸ்டன்ட் கவர்னர் டெசிக்னேட் ஜிடி ஆர் பிரசாத் அவருடைய பிறந்தநாளை முன்னிட்டு நாம் எல்லாரும் சார்பாகவும்
முன்னாடி தான் போனோம்.
கிரவுண்ட் ஃப்ளோர்ல டீ ஸ்நாக்ஸ் எல்லாமே இருக்கு. முடிச்சுட்டு எங்கேயும் வாங்க. நெக்ஸ்ட் ட்ரா வந்து எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வந்து கோல்டு காயின்.
ஆகாது, அது ஆகுது, வாய்ப்பே கிடையாது.
சார்
அப்படி நீ மேலே போடியா?
Okay. தேங்க்யூ
தினேஷ் பாபு சார் தினேஷ் பாபு அங்கே ஆ நோ கிராசிங்